Ooh. Oh my giddy aunt, we are live. Let me start buggering around. Right, I'm unsure how the bloody hell this is going out now, because there does seem to be a little bit of a delay between me recording now and when I flick across to see what the actual preview is. Let me see what the public view is, see if we can get both of those going at the same time. Are they different? They are different. They are very different. Right. So I can kind of show you the what I can see and what you can see, because I can put the two side by side. Let's do that. Ooh, look at that infinityness. Anyway, so if I stretch this out a little bit, dun, 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 dun. Right. So on the left-hand side over here, you've got the preview and apparently what the public view is. And then over here, you've got what I'm actually doing at this second. And they're obviously completely different. And it's massively, massively confusing. So I'm going to get rid of that. And we're going to go to the thread in Overclock 3D forums. Now, I need to keep an eye on this, because otherwise I am going to forget what we're looking at. So let's put it on me. Hello, me. Hello, me. Right, I need to put me over here. Me over here. I need to remember I'm talking to you, but me is there. So you're that. Me. That. Right. So yes, this is a very new thing for me. Finally got live streaming enabled on the channel, and it was just one of those things with YouTube where they kind of said it would just pop up somewhere. And a few days ago I noticed that I could activate live streaming, so I went and did like the application thing. Within a couple of hours it was live. And the plan is that we are going to be looking at doing regular stuff like this, and we're going to be linking it on the forums. Now, if you have a look underneath the video, there is a link to a thread on Overclock 3D, and that's this one. On that thread, I'm hoping you can still hear me. On that thread, there is where we're going to be answering people's questions and stuff, and we can scroll down and you can see what we're going to do. Now, I'm just going to quickly check the YouTube comments to make sure that we are oh, please tell me it's not echoing that bad. Let me see if I can turn it down a bit. Right, can someone post on the comments quickly and let me know whether the echo is really that bad, because I can't hear what you're hearing. And if there is a really, really bad echo, and by that I mean like an infinite echo thing, it might be a sound problem with the rig, which is obviously why we're doing this test to start off with. So can someone smash on the old... Can someone smash on either the forum thread or... Now, let's go back to me. Right, so we'll go back to me. I'm going to try and keep... Bloody hell, we've got 3 pages on the forum already. This is going to be mental. I'm just going to scan down through to make sure instead of multiple posts. I'm just looking to see if we've got anyone moaning about the echo. Dun, 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 dun. So I am just looking quickly, but I'm going to work down through these threads. Apparently there's not a lot of it. Maybe it was just a kind of someone... The camera and the microphone is my Logitech C920. So that you may be thinking that it's not as clear as we would normally be. I need to put this back over here. You may be thinking to yourself, it's not as clear as we would normally be getting when we make a normal video, but like I said, that's because we are using the camera, the webcam. Right, so what I'm going to do is, this is all mental. It's going to take me a little while to adjust to this, so please bear with me. This is something that I just wanted to try and do. There's been a lot of you saying to me for a long time, He wanted to, you know, us to try and interact a little bit better. And obviously the videos, I kind of just make the video, I sit there in front of the camera, and then you guys just get to watch it. This is one of the first times with us that you are going to get to interact, and I'm trying to use the YouTube platform and kind of merge that in with my forums. So the forums are our quick answers. Now, I've just flicked across. You can see the thread. You can see up here, look, we're already on page 3. But anyway, we open for questions. The first one, so I'm going to answer the first one, was from Average Ninja. And he said to me, what was my favourite water block brand and why? The thing with water blocks, I'll go back to me. The thing with water blocks, I find, is they've all got their own kind of really individual style. Like I do really like XSPC water blocks. The XSPC Razor stuff looks amazing. You can obviously light them up different colours. You've got that alley plate on the top, which you can paint if you wanted to, although I've not really seen too many people do it yet. But then you've got like the stuff that I've got in Orca, and I've got coolant stuff in Orca. Now, I was never really a big fan of coolant stuff before, but their design has come on leaps and bounds. So I think when it comes to water cooling manufacturers, I would personally say I'm more a fan of a design. The way I do things with my water cooling, and I've got people on Facebook now flashing up, it's all gone a little bit mental. What I do with my water cooling stuff is I go for the way it looks, and that to me is the most important thing. So if I find a manufacturer I really like the look of the blocks, I'll then use that manufacturer. I'm not kind of just very, not like with like you can get like a fanboy kind of way of thinking about things. The way I do things with my water cooling rigs is I quite literally I look for the ones that I think are going to work with my rig, and then I go for it. So when I built Orca, the range of stuff that was available with coolants, bearing in mind I've got the CPU block, the Rampage motherboard water block, and then the 2 GPU blocks, they all kind of tied in together. The designs are all really similar because they're all technically part of the same range. So those ones just worked with mine. To be fair, the final kind of thing was I really did like the look of the designs, but there weren't very many Rampage water blocks out there that I liked. I didn't like the EK one, and there was the XSPC did do one, but there was a bit too much copper on. I didn't want to do too much painting, so I just went with the coolant, and I don't really think it was too bad an option, a choice. Now, if we go down, we did get a question from Epicness Zombie, and I do want to answer his question, but I need to find his second post because I can't really answer his question properly without knowing the spec of the rest of his rig. So I'm going to try and find it if I can. Here we go. Right. So I'm just looking here so we can answer the rest of his rig. Athlon. Right. So we'll go back to the first page. I'm sorry to jump you about. Right, so Epicness Zombie. We're going to answer this question here. He said, "Hey Tom, I've got a question about upgrading my PC. When the new Haswell CPUs and the Gigabyte boards come out, I'm going to upgrade." I'm not allowed to say the names because I'll get in trouble. So you can read what's there because that's not me doing it. But he's going to buy one of the new Intel boards when they come out for the next gen stuff. He's going to buy the top end i7 CPU. And essentially what he's saying is he's got a 550 Ti, but he's only got 2 DIMMs of Corsair memory, and it's 4 GB. So right, if you get the i7 and then the board, I know it's going to sound daft, but and you've only got a 550 and that 1333 memory, I personally, first port of call, I would personally say would be your graphics card. That GTX 550 is going to be really bottlenecking you. And I don't know, not bottlenecking it, it'll be holding you back. Your games won't be playing as well. to be fair, dude, because of the differences that you've got between your rigs, what I would personally say would be I would buy rather than getting the i7, I would get the i5. And by getting the i5, that will open you up a bit of budget to be able to get some memory in there as well. One thing I would be saying, considering your graphics card is so low at the moment, I would be aiming to spend probably more than your CPU is worth buying a graphics card to be able to do that properly. That would be, you know, my kind of ideas there for you. So there we go. Right, I'm just going to come back. I'm hoping you're all getting this. I'm just going to check the YouTube comments and we'll see. Right, anyway, right, it's people moaning. But anyway, what we'll do, Toasty, he's asked me what's in my personal rig. I can't believe, let me put this back to me, I can't believe we've found someone that doesn't know what's in my personal rig. I really can't. But anyway, my personal rig, let me just kind of update you. I'm just trying to find a picture of my desk. Where is it opening? Right. So that's my desk. And we have, oh look, you can see my mouse and everything. These are my Benk monitors. Then I've got Edifier audio, just so that people. Thank you very much, Steve-O. He's put it's all coming through fine. I do love it. Oh, we've got Skype conversations and everything. I need to stop going off topic. Right, shut up, Pascal. Let me go back to this. It's all getting a bit mental now. Right, I've got Edifier audio. Before people ask why I'm not running SP2500s, I'm running the Edifiers because they are white. And it did come down to that, but it does help that they are epic. And by epic, I mean the sound quality is brilliant. They are admittedly probably a bit worse than the SP2500s, but for me to be able to go for that trade-off and go to the white, I was quite happy. But just to put another rig up, because he asked me what was in my personal rig, there's a you know, can we zoom in a little bit more? Oh, we can. There we go. Right, my personal rig. CPU is a 3970X. It's a hex core monster running at 4.8 gigahertz. 4.8 gigahertz, and then we've got 16 gigabyte of Corsair Dominator Platinum memory. The memory is running at 2400 megahertz. Now it's 2666 memory, but it's running at 2400 megahertz at 1.5 volts with 2133 timings, just to kind of break that down a bit. Got two 7970s, Asus Rampage 4 Extreme. There's a 30mm alpha cool radiator in the roof. Push pull. There's an 80mm monster in the front. Push pull. Now the reason why I went for push pull in the roof was essentially just because I wanted to keep some continuity there with push pull on both radiators. I know I could have got a 45mm in the roof and had, you know, slightly better performance, but I was more than happy to go this route. I need to try and find you a picture of the solid state drives, don't I? Because they are hidden. There you go. My solid state drives are in the back. They're two 480GB Force 3 GTs. They are everyone's popping up on. Look, Aid. You can see that on the camera. This is all going to be a bit mental, isn't it? Let me close this. Right. So yeah, two 480GB solid state drives in the back panel. Let me try. Actually, I can find you a really, really nice picture of these. Hopefully, I can. I can do it quickly because it's all a bit bloody pics. There we go. That's what they look like before I kind of built everything. Steve said, right, I've got to say assortments. It's Steve said I've got to say assortments is his new word that he made up in the toilet today, and it's a mixture of the word awesome and performance. So when you have something that's got awesome performance, it's now assortments. Right, I've said it. Right, let's get back to this. So they're my solid state drives in Orca, hidden in the back panel. Anyway, down at the bottom, AX60i. Then we've got a D5 pump. It has got Mayhem's coolant in it here, but it's now gone hot chocolate brown. It looks horrific, so it's coming out soon, and it's going to be going red and going back to XSPC coolant. And anyway, right, enough talking about that. Let's close all this down and get back to me. Right, just to let you know, because it's all started to go a little bit mental, I've got people on Skyping me to say hello to people. I've got people giving me shit on Skype, saying that I've got to start giving people hassle. But anyway, so what we're going to do is I'm going to try and keep up with all this. This is, as you can see, I'm smiling loads already. I'm going to try and keep up. We were meant to be doing a live Q&A, so I suppose I need to check the questions on YouTube, shouldn't I? I don't want to keep giving you screenshots of everything, but it's just so that we can see what's going on. Hey, someone said assortments. Look, Anthony Sue, I like you. That's Steve's new word. Remember that. Verocity Requiem. Thank you very much. Although it's not a, I know it's going to sound mad. It's not a gaming setup. It's my, it is my, it's like my workstation really. The reason why I put, we can get back to this. We'll talk to this as well. The reason why I put the 7970s in there, yes, I could get away with a much lower graphics card, but I've been here before and I've put those lower end graphics cards in, and people just give me no end of, why didn't you use this, and why didn't you use that, and why didn't you use 2 of those, and you could have used 2 of these. So now I just put the stuff in, so for want of a better term, it looks nicer. And then, you know, at some point, you never know, I may end up playing Battlefield. We have got plans to start doing live streams of games and stuff, and we will see. But the long and short of it is, if I've got this stuff available to me, and there is a lot of it, I don't like to get rid of it. So it makes sense for me to give the vendors the coverage and to put them in my rigs. And to be fair, the 7970, as soon as you start talking triple screen for desktops, AMD wins out. So I went with the 7970 because it was the best single core AMD card that you could get. And then I went with 2 because I like the look of 2. Anyway, I'm going to refresh the page again and we'll see. Mental is the new assortments. Right, hang on. We'll go back to this so I can show you. Although I'm not meant to be answering questions. If you want to ask questions, we'll see how many threads we've got up to on here. Let's have a look. Oh, fuck me, 7 pages. Shit the bed. I've got loads of work to do. Right, so this is going to be the last question that I'm going to answer on YouTube. You need to go to the forums after this. What is the NVIDIA thing on the 23rd about? Right, NVIDIA thing 23rd. Go back to me. Hello. Right, NVIDIA thing on the 23rd. Because of the live stream thing came up today, what I kind of did is I went to NVIDIA and said, look, I've got this live stream thing. I would like to try doing a live review. Now, it's an hour later than the NDA time because I need time to put up the normal video review, the normal website stuff, do all the social media, you know, messing around. And then after I've done that, I'm then going to drink a load of coffee, try and sit down, and then I'm going to try and do a live review for you as well. Now, the idea with a live review is I've not seen anyone do a live review per se. I don't know whether Linus has. Now, I know Linus does use Twitch and stuff. I'm trying to do this slightly differently and use it within YouTube so I can schedule it. I follow a couple of guys in America called Twin Muscle Workout, making all kinds of games. People will know what I'm on about. Anyway, Twin Muscle Workout use YouTube to do their live stream, and I really like the way that you can schedule it. It comes up in your feed so people know when the videos come in, and I would just prefer to try and use this way. The idea is I'm going to schedule a live review, and for anyone that can get online and talk to us and do stuff like that, it will mean I will be able to answer your questions about the review pretty much real time. Although from the feedback that I'm getting off of my friends on Facebook and people on Skype, it looks like we're running about 90 seconds in, or rather I'm saying it and then 90 seconds later there's a delay and people are seeing it. My neighbours are going to be wondering what the bloody hell's going on. Yeah, on the 23rd there's going to be a new GeForce product launched. Not allowed to say anything about it because of NDAs and stuff. But an hour after that NDA is released, I'm going to do a live review, which means I'll be able to show you benchmarks live, real time. You'll be able to see some live gameplay. Steve-O's coming around to do some live games. So you'll be able to see all of the frames per second live in the top right-hand corner. I'll be able to talk over it all for you. But also, another really good thing is we'll be able to try and get some feedback from you guys. So we can put like a poll up on the forums and we'll be able to say, we're considering doing this game, and this game, and you'll be able to go in there and vote for the ones that you want to see. You'll be able to say, if you put, for argument's sake, I've only got a 1920 by 1080 screen and I don't want to run any anti-aliasing, could you run that test for me? Although we're not going to be able to do every one, that will then mean that we'll be able to jump in, change the settings live on screen for you, and give you like a 60-second or 120-second bash in that game, and you'll be able to see your settings live, or those settings running live in front of you. So yes, it will be a bit crazy, but yeah. So I've just checked the YouTube page to see how many people we've got watching and stuff like that. Now, something I am going to say is, if I cut quickly, right, we've got this. Now, I don't know what this button does. I haven't got a clue. Slate insertion was successful. I don't know what that does. I really don't. Can someone tell me what I did? Insert. It doesn't appear to be doing anything, does it? Add insertion. Yeah, I don't know. Someone tell me. So Tom, anything what you can do to the video audio quality? Is it not good then? Right, Anthony Few. It's not lag, it's a delay. It's a bit like it leaves here, goes up to YouTube, and it's not, you guys aren't being able to watch it straight away. I think YouTube's messing around with it. That's the kind of delay. Anyway, what we do need to do is go back to the forums, because we've not got off the first page yet, and we've got 8 pages of questions, so I need to start rattling through these. Personal rig, Toasty, we did, Jack, thank you very much. Skilled rebuild, live stream going to be a major part of your business model from now on. Right, I really don't know, dude. It's a case of this is just something I wanted to give a try to see whether it was going to work for you guys. I'm seeing at the moment, looking online to see the amount of people that are actually watching. There's only 400 people live watching at the moment, so it's not like a massive success, although we only give you a couple hours notice. Hopefully this side of things will grow, but we don't know. We'll see. We'll just have to give it a crack. Anyway, if we go back, you're going to be selectively, yeah, probably. Look, I think I've just answered that. So plug into your motherboard. Right, this one here about sound cards. I think, to be honest, dude, if you right, Asus do I think it's a £40 Zonar. I've got one in the cupboard, but it'll take me a while to find it. Asus do a 40 quid Zonar. I would say that is a wicked kind of step up, and I do like the dedicated boards. I need to spend some more time with all this new audio stuff that Asus brought out in the last generation, but Gigabyte coming for the new generation, and compare the two. but yeah, the £40 owner is brilliant. But and that would be a wicked upgrade from just like normal motherboard audio. So hopefully that'll answer that. Now, Stevo, this is the game Stevo as well. He has asked, how important are RAM timings and can they make a noticeable difference in real world PC performance? Quick answer to that is not a lot, really, especially if you're running Sandy Bridge or Ivy Bridge. Sandy Bridge and Ivy Bridge, kind of there and abouts, they prefer bandwidth. So rather than being like 1866, for argument's sake, with really tight times, so low number times, if you were to then go up to 2133 with slightly slacker times, Sandy and Ivy would definitely prefer that. Which is kind of strange because the older stuff, the X58 stuff, they would have preferred much tighter times, and that would have been more important, especially around the 1600 megahertz kind of speed. That would have been more important than raging time bandwidth. But yeah, hopefully we don't know about the next generation stuff yet and how the results and stuff are going to go forward, but I would have thought it's going to be more, it's going to stay with bandwidth because of the way applications and stuff are using it now. The only time that you really need to really start crunching your RAM timers is just real anal benchmarking, sorry. Right, so I'm going to move on to the second page on the forums. Right, this is actually quite a good question because I don't really know, and it's this one, Dark Knight. He's put, hey Tom, what do you think is the best case ever made in all of history? Now, people ask me a lot. I have to admit, people will come to me and say, I've got so much money to spend, tell me the best case. And it's never really that simple. And it is bloody complicated. Why? Essentially, one case is never going to be perfect for everyone. You're always going to end up making compromises. Which is why a lot of us end up modding our cases to try and make them that little bit more perfect for us. When I built Orca, the reason why I chose the Storm Striker was because I could see that I could personally do more with it, as in mod it. But if I was just going to at that time, if I was just going to grab a case and just build a rig into it, I probably would have used the Switch 810, which is still around that kind of £140 price tag for an ATX, or even, no, it's a tower case. I'd say that's still probably one of the best cases on the market, which is probably going to surprise a lot of people because I get a lot of flack saying that everything that Corsair makes the best thing in the world. But the Switch 810 is probably my favourite to date case that NZXT has ever made. I'm still waiting for the 630. That's a little bit complicated. I've actually asked to wait for something, but I will cover that when stuff turns up. But yeah, so the answer is about the best case. It's actually it's a personal question. You would have to decide that for yourself. And if it was me asking, I really don't know, because things progress so much. A case that I liked a couple of years ago, I might not like so much now. Like when I was doing the modding for a living, I love Lan Li cases, but I wouldn't dream of using one now because I think they look a bit too basic now, and I've definitely gone on to the more mainstream stuff. All I will say is I've got high hopes for a lot of stuff that is coming in the future. I've been privileged enough to have had input on a lot of cases in the not too distant future, and one in particular I'm actually really excited about, and it's been a long time since a case has got me excited. And I will say from the get-go, when that case does get released, it's probably going to be the Orca replacement. I think that highly of it already. I do need to get it and have it in my hands to finally be able to go, yes, this is the case I want to. I always said Orca was going to be, it would get replaced, but I would keep it as a museum piece, and I will do. If I do really like that case, it'll be all new hardware going in it. I think the only thing that I may move over from Orca will be the CPU, mainly because I've been lucky enough to find a really good one. But let's have a look. Right. This is quite a good one, actually. Spiders. Other than Orca, what has been your favourite build mod to do for a computer? Either your own system or one for an event or another person. I did really like the Snowdrift rig that I did for Aria for Gadget Show Live, mainly because I had to do it in like no time whatsoever. I got given a week's notice to get the bits, and then I had it was less than a week. I think it was a weekend. Excuse me, to build all 3 rigs, and then they were picked up. It was pretty much from the time I got asked to the time they left TTL Towers. I think it was 10 days, including a weekend. It was manic, but I did really like doing Snowdrift because it was quick. I had some real tight restraints as far as it had to be all AMD and stuff like that was concerned, all in a little 690. I did really like that. But as far as customer rigs, there we go. Sorry, I thought I was talking to you there, but I just realised I'm not. As far as stuff that I built for people in the past, there's probably 2 that stick out, and they're like the 2 main ones. There was MNR that I built, which was the black and orange one, and everything was painted and customised, and it was way back in the shed days. But I think the one that I got most engrossed with was the one for Welsh D1K, and that was Hellfire, mainly because the paint was absolutely ridiculous. He'd had a really bad, he'd had some health problems throughout, and I'd worked with him really closely so that he could actually keep the rig, because there were several times he said to me, I can't do this anymore, I'm just going to have to write it off, and everything got kind of shelved, and then I found ways to help him out financially and stuff. So probably if there was going to be one, I probably would say Hellfire, actually. I really did like working on that. There were so many different things. Hellfire was the first time we'd done water jet cutting in the roof directly. No one had done that before. The paint that we did, no one had really gone that stupid with paint in the past. And by stupid, I mean the amount of effort and time that we put into that House of Colour paint was fucking ridiculous. I really would need my head testing if I was likely to do that again. Right, so we'll move on. Oh, crikey. Overclock Surfer has put, seeing as OC3D as both a website and a YouTube channel have evolved over the last few years, and now with the introduction of Time to Live Media, what sort of future do you see for yourself and OC3D, and where would you like to take the company? That's very deep. That is very deep from Overclock Surfer. This is quite complicated. Everything's complicated in my life. Why is that? Essentially, I got made an offer to buy OC3D out, which is where Time to Live Media kind of evolved from. I'd already been doing videos and stuff, working really closely with the website, but essentially the owner wanted out. And it was either me buy it, or it was going to end up going to a much larger company, and pretty much all the staff would have ended up going. I did get offered a position, but they wanted to kind of like absorb all the YouTube channel and everything, and I wasn't really happy with it. So yeah, I basically took the site on. It wasn't an obscene amount of money. I had to shake the sofa and start busking in the street, you know, getting people small change and everything to pay for it. But I'm kind of glad now. What are we now? We're 5 months in, so I've been doing it 6 months almost, and I'm just starting to get to the point where I'm not going to say I'm not worrying, but I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable about stuff, and I'm starting to enjoy stuff and bring people in and do this. You've probably noticed, the regulars will notice, on the forums we announced today that Aquatuning are now moving over. They're going to have exclusive UK and US customer care forums with OC3D, so we've got that coming. I'm going to kind of throw out there, at this point, people don't know playing before the live event video is loaded. Oh, right, okay, Steve, thanks. Please tell me you can all still watch the video. Let's have a look. Oh, Pascal, he keeps sending me. Why is it boring, Pascal? You arsehole. Right. Where do I see OC3D going in the future? I don't know really. One thing I will say is we're working really closely at the moment with a gaming team. It's not a top flight competing gaming team or anything like that, but we've now Pascal says woo. We're bringing they're like coming to live with Overclock 3D, and we're going to have some live gaming servers going up really soon. When Battlefield 4 comes out, we're going to have a dedicated EA server, so you'll be able to come in. There are some like an application process to be able to get access to our servers and stuff like that. But yeah, we've now brought an already kind of, how can I explain it? There was already a community and had their own forums and stuff. We've essentially they've come to live with Overclock 3D. All the names and all that kind of stuff will go live early part of next week. But really, for me, with the future of the channel, the future of the website, it's probably just about like expansion and seeing where we can go. I do want to bring more staff in. I do want to bring more reviewers in. I've obviously got the second YouTube channel. There is a third on the go as well. I do need to get my head tested really, because there is a lot of stuff coming. Anyway, we're going to move on. I'm going to scroll down a little bit more. We've answered epicness. Right, I want to answer this actually. How are things with you and Straubs? Straubs, essentially, the way it happened with Straubs is the quick and short of it is Straubs decided he wanted to go and get a more full-time job, and that was fine, because he was just coming around to help out around his college work and stuff like that. And he decided he wanted to go and essentially just go and do the normal thing and earn money. Because back then I didn't own the site, and I certainly didn't have access to paying people lots of money and stuff. And although people seem to think that we're all millionaires and stuff, it's really not. You know, there isn't, you know, hundreds of thousands of pounds laying around every year to just be able to go and give someone a job for 20 grand a year, for example. The money's just not there. So yeah, Straubs wanted to go and get himself a normal job. I believe he's quite happy. I know he's still really into his computers and stuff. And yeah, he's off and he's happy. He's doing his own thing. Steve O was around at the time when Straubs left, and he comes in and he helps me with the games a lot. Does a lot of the GPU benchmarking. But there is VB, who's a full-time writer with OC3D, and then we've also got Gary as well. He does it in his spare time. There's Josh on the forums. He's an admin. He looks after a lot of the forum stuff. He's going to be starting to do more articles on the front page of the site. Hopefully he's going to start handling a lot more of the social media type things, and I'm actually going to meet him tomorrow. We're going to start talking about him possibly doing reviews, but also taking care of competitions. So it'll be Josh's job to make sure that you get plenty of competitions. The only other person that's affiliated with working with OC3D is my good friend Sub. His name's Mark, and essentially he's the bloke I turn to when I break the website. He fixes and maintains all the website stuff for me, because that's really not my area of expertise and never has been. So I do rely on Sub for all that. So I've got loads of people popping up on Facebook now because they're watching me on YouTube. Right. Right, let's have a look at this one, because this is quite a good question as well. This one by FLTN. Question: lower RAM timings versus higher megahertz for a 24 overclock system. With your 3770K, mate, definitely I would go with more megahertz, definitely more bandwidth. Don't slacken your timings off too much, but if you can get your 2133 up to 2400, I would rock with that. But the one thing I've always said about RAM with 1155 is by the speed that you want it to run at. That's my you know, kind of what's the word for it? That would be my advice. I'd normally kind of stump for that rather than playing the lottery and seeing what you can actually get out of your memory, because it's binned quite well nowadays, and some of it doesn't really overclock so well. We may get a kit in here that'll be amazing because we get Silicon Lottery, or they might pick us stuff. Or they might pick us stuff, and you might get, you know, not get anything that great at all. So yes, FLTN, I would go with megahertz for that rig. So yes, we will. Let's have a look for another question. Someone said my face is slightly blurry. I think that's actually Wirecast, or it may be the settings that I'm using. Like I said, this is going to be a trial and error thing. I can certainly see what you mean around the top of my head, and it's that side, the top of my head and stuff. I can see what you mean. It may be low light. I haven't got a clue. It's definitely not bandwidth because I'm uploading 6.1 megabit second, and I've got 10 meg out, so I'm really not worried about that. Evening, Tom. Hello, 2333 Costa. Right, let's skim down through this. Who's giving me shite now? I'm going to see if I can shrink this down so I can show you. Oh no, I can't. I was going to show you. I was going to show you a Skype window so you can see the picture, but I can't do that without giving you all his details. Oh my giddy aunt, Josh! What are you doing to me? I'm working through the questions. I promise. Right. Corsair Blackbeard. Here's my question. Why don't you review lots more Corsair kit? Really? I don't do enough already. Oh, right, okay. Maniac said hi, Tom. Hi, Maniac. I'm even going to try and pronounce your username. Will you be upgrading Orca to IVE? Probably not, mate, because I'm probably going to change rigs altogether. Chris, yeah, we always try to do this stuff, dude, but sometimes it's hard to get all the bits that we want. Like, I'd love to have done a GTX Titan quad SLI rig, but it just wouldn't really have. It wouldn't have happened short of me buying all the rigs. Hang on, live streaming on YouTube. Yeah, so they are really entertaining, but the trouble is they are an absolute pain in the ass to get the stuff at times. But I always do try one way or another. Amiga Sama asked me about next generation motherboards. Can't talk about that yet, sadly. I've just recently bought an Asus PB. Love it. My question is, what is not only the best, but a beautiful case you've ever encountered? Someone asked me about cases again. I've already kind of covered cases. Echo, someone said to me, right, I'm going to say thank you for this. AlphaJet76, yeah, said, Echo is not so bad. Thank you very much. I think the Echo problem is a microphone problem. Right, apologies for typing. No echo here, says Redemption. Right, let's have a look. If you freeze, because a couple of people have said about freezing, it's probably something kind of UN. If you F5, then it will probably buffer and you'll come back in again, so you'll be fine. Sitting closer means a tiny bit. Is it really disabled comments under the video? No, it's not. Echo either looks good. Right, let's have a look. Sound is fine. There's no echo. Right, so on the fourth page we got to the echo bit. A lot of people are asking about Haswell. I'm trying to skim through this. obviously can't talk about that. I don't know why the video is not available for Ruka. Maybe it's because you're in Germany. I don't know. Someone's asked me, Silverstone fans or Corsair SP low noise. The Corsair quiet ones are stupidly quiet. Orca's got 13 of them in on fan speed reducers, and I can barely hear it. Really, it's considering there's so many fans in there, it's ridiculously quiet. Although obviously, I do get the choice to get the Corsair stuff is pretty simple with me, so it was an easy choice. But also with the white rings around the SP120s, it really worked with the design as well, so it was a bit of a no-brainer. I did have some white Enimaxes here, and I had a full rig's worth of Enimaxes, and they were just too noisy. I couldn't put up with them. I couldn't read the website on the stream. How old was I when I built my first PC? Let's have a look. LA Monster said, how old was I when I built my first PC? Well, I'm 32 now, so 26. It was 5 or 6 years ago. Steve-O's just updated me. Apparently, there's not really an echo. It's just slightly loud and a bit tinny. So I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit more. Hopefully that will help a little bit. The reason why it's tinny is because it's a webcam microphone. How many people have we got watching? 400 apparently. Right, so back to me. Yeah, I would be interested to how you think this has gone so far, because this is just to kind of remind everyone, this is me trying to learn this new software. There's going to be so much more that we can do with this. I'm probably going to end up buying the full version and doing this more regularly. So yeah, let me know how you think things have gone. Oh, I've got to answer this question. I've got to answer this question. The orange one has asked me, what do you think of Asus's decision to go gold theme for Mobos for the mainstream? I think they've lost their fucking mind. The first time I saw the pictures, if I didn't see the Asus logo on it, I would have thought they were cheap ECS boards. They look, and they've even used some of the old heat sinks that I've not seen since the P67 boards. I think they look fucking disgusting. Really do not like the look of them at all. They just look like cheap Chinese tat. Whoever made that decision at Asus, congratulations, you've pretty much just handed just an umpteen amount of sales to the other vendors. I already know that Asus is a brand of lost position in the UK market quite substantially recently, to the point that with a lot of retailers now, MSI and Gigabyte are in front. That's one of the main reasons why I'm mainly working with Asus and Gigabyte and MSI at the moment. But anyway, and the fact that they've now gone with it gold, that gold, it's just going to mean that the other company's going to pull in front even more. So, Matas, I'm not going to show you the question, but you've said, can you recommend me good quad channel memory? There's an absolute shit ton of reviews on the front page of the website, fella. You can just go and have a look there. All you need to remember is that quad channel is just 2 lots of dual channel. And you've also you've not said about any of the other rest of the specs within your rig, but considering you said quad channel memory, I'm going to assume that you're running 2011. So the fastest that you're going to really want to go is 2133, and that's dependent on your CPU. People asking about next-gen consoles. I don't really know enough about it. I'm not a console gamer at all. Someone's asked me about playing BF3. I'll play BF3 if you all like protect me from getting shot. Simple as, because otherwise I'll be dead and respawning all the time. The feed isn't going to be happening every Thursday evening. No, I'm actually off to London tomorrow to go and play with next generation MSI boards. But I just wanted to give this a crack tonight. I've not packed for tomorrow yet or anything. But yeah, I just wanted to give this a try because we've obviously got the NVIDIA one coming up, and I didn't want to leave it right till the last minute to do the NVIDIA review and then not be able to get everything working. Steve-O said, the Asus motherboards, what we need to do is where it's gold, it needs to go in a purple case with a bit of zebra print and some fur around the edges, just for that extra pimp effect. I like that. That's probably about as good as you're going to be able to do with those Asus boards. H60 2013 replacement fans. If they need to be quiet, mate, then I would really go with the SP 120s. They really are properly quiet. But the thing is you say they need to be quiet. The stock H60 fan, if you put a fan speed reducer on it, can be really quiet as well. Don't plug them into your motherboard. Wire them in directly to your power supply via a Molex and use a fan speed reducer and just set it up stock. That's what I normally do. Right. We're on page 6 of 12. We're half. Oh, bloody hell. When does your NDA end for all the next generation Intel stuff? We're not allowed to say. Someone's also said about unlocking a 680 into next gen NVIDIA, and they've posted a link. That's all speculation and stuff at the moment. I will look into that later. I can't really talk too much about that because I don't. Oh, that's why it keeps going fuzzy. I can't talk too much about that until after the launch. New X79 motherboards coming out, maybe with the IVE launch. Possibly, yes. I do know Gigabyte have got new 2011 stuff coming later on. I would have thought everybody else will as well. I'm not sure about chipsets and all that kind of stuff yet. As in, will there be changes and all that kind of stuff? But we will see. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. It's Pascal just said that as well. Picture is great, plus you can't see the text when you go to the forum pages, so there's no point. Oh, right, okay, so you can't see the text. Oh. Why can't you see the text? Oh, that's pants. I actually wanted you to be able to read it with me. That means we are seriously going to have to play with stuff. Pascal, you're going to have to help me with this. We're going to have to work out why we can't see the text. Dun dun. Right. What about EK water blocks? What about them? Yeah. Did Mayhem give you a satisfactory answer? JMMP. Did Mayhem give you a satisfactory answer about the colour change of coolant? No, he's not said a word other than it's obviously my fault. So yeah, that's why it's coming out, and you won't be seeing that in this rig or my next rig again. Right, Dale Wakelin asked me, will I start doing really custom stuff like I did with Time to Customs when I was in the shed again? The problem is as far as proper custom builds is concerned, I've not really got the time anymore. I did Orca, and I will do the odd bit and bob. But as far as building rigs, and back then I was building rigs for a living, I spent all my waking hours doing it really, and I've not really got the chance to anymore. I've obviously got a website to look after, which does mean, you know, website maintenance, putting reviews up, all that kind of stuff. I've also got to write the reviews, and I write the reviews, which means doing all the testing. And I have to do it if whatever I show you in video is done again. So I've got the videos to do. You know, I mean, I don't just make YouTube videos. Then I've also got all the businessy type of stuff to do with the website. So I have to send all the invoices out. I have to talk to all the reps. I have to arrange stuff coming. I have to make sure I'm on top of stuff, getting stuff early, go off for meetings. Honestly, it's never ending. I wish I just had to do YouTube videos because it's fucking, that would be so easy. I could stay in bed most of the day, but I can't. Someone asked me about the power supply tester, which right, power supply tester in the background, just to give you a quick go. I'm not sure whether the camera's even going to give you a hope in hell chance being able to see what's going on. So yeah, how am I getting on with it? There is a huge learning curve there because this is something completely new to me. So it is trial and error, which is why you've not seen any videos or anything yet, because I'm essentially doing stuff and then I'm getting it all checked with JG, Johnny Guru, the legend that is. So yeah, I'm getting stuff. It was funny, as I started talking about Johnny Guru, he actually spoke to me on Skype. So I am getting a lot of stuff checked with Johnny Guru beforehand, and I have got a lot to learn. I'm taking notes and stuff as I go along. I've got the like the testing and the methodology and all that kind of stuff kind of dialed in my head, and I know how to set the tester up. Really what it's about now is me working out how I can make it kind of work on the website, because I don't want to do it the way that we used to, but B, how I can make those reviews interesting for you in a video format, because the whole point of me getting that in the first place is I'm going to start doing PSU video reviews, and yeah, essentially, I'll say it now. It's not really been done to a mass audience on video before, so that's what we're going to be doing now going forward. Is looking at being able to do that. Isn't it weird with all of the kind of like darkness and stuff? It's a little bit boxy, isn't it? Do you remember? My name is Boxy. Yeah. Anyway. Steve's just asked me if I booked my train yet for tomorrow. No, I've still not done that yet. People asking about their own rigs. People are asking again about upgrading from current CPUs to next gen CPUs. We can't talk about that yet, so we won't be able to. Will I do an overview of next generation Asus boards? I will do when they arrive, but to be honest with you, I'm working with the stuff in order that it turns up, which is why you've seen Gigabyte stuff, because I had it for forever and a day. Right. Everyone's popping up. Hello, Fez. He popped up. Gareth. Oh, what? Right. My Corsair Blackbeard has just told me to go and check a post out, so I'm going to go and look for it quickly. What is it? 107. Last. That's too far. Aha! Right. So we might 107. Someone's put that is epic. Right. Hello, Infidel. What is your favourite flavour of camel? Much thank yous from Afghanistan, Ahmed. Silence! I kill you! Oh dear God. Right, so I'm gonna. Oh, we need to go back to page 7. Fucking hell! I can't believe we've been talking for this long. It's just nuts. Right, so let's have a look. Oh, someone said about the quality. Oh, yeah, it's not that great, is it? Right, someone said about the quality when we skip to. Oh Christ, where's the app gone? Someone said about the quality when we skip like this. Now, I'm using an app called Desktop Presenter, and then it's all kind of linked in with Wirecast and it's infinite mice and stuff. And that's the reason why. But we are doing 3D compatibility. No, we'll untick that. Maybe it'll make it better. I don't know. This will be something we might have to work on. And yeah, there's not really a lot I can do about it. But anyway, more questions. Someone said about the Acer stuff looking good with gold Edamax fans. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm trying to scan through now. Someone's asked me, and it's Ethermaster, how am I getting on with my new Sony laptop? Yeah, that lasted 3 days and I sent it back. The touchpad drove me nuts because it had the left hand click was like the whole mouse pad. You had to press right in the corner for right hand click, and that just didn't work. You'd have to be hitting it loads and it would eventually you'd get a right hand click. But the worst one was when you click to drag, so like you were opening a box or like clicking on a scroller to go down or something like that, it would always reset and the mouse would just move, and it drove me insane. It was lucky I never threw it out the window, so yeah, I sent it back. So there's a ghost behind you. Oh, let me turn this power supply tester off. Right, so power supply tester off. Someone's put, I'm doing a building a Stormtrooper and placing a quad radiator in the front. Really? I don't think you're going to have room, mate. No, you're definitely not going to have room for that unless you're taking like bits of the roof out or something. It's not just going to go in the front. Sorry to kind of piss on your strawberries, but yeah, it's not going to fit. TTL, will you ever recommend AMD CPUs? I already do, the APUs. But as far as I'm concerned, as soon as you start talking about dedicated graphics and putting a graphics card in, it's just a no-brainer, and you do need to go Intel. But the AMD APUs are fucking epic. Intel cannot touch anything like the AMD APUs are concerned. And for a normal kind of workstation kind of desktop thing where you're not really going to be doing anything heavily graphics based, so like watching films and just normal kind of use, really, an AMD APU will absolutely blow an Intel out the water. So yeah, that. Pardon me. Someone saying about 2011, like a 3930K or the next gen of CPUs. You're missing the point. A 2011 rig really isn't a gaming rig, and especially a 3930K, it's a £500 CPU. That's really, yeah, it's not for gaming at all. You're better off, if it's just for gaming, you're better off with something like the 3950K, whatever it's called. I can't fucking remember now. 3570, that's the word I'm looking for. I'm reading too many CPU numbers in front of me. 3570K, you're much better off with that and spending the money on a better graphics card. Can't talk about Haswell. People keep asking me about Haswell stuff. I was told they were bottlenecking me. Someone's put Acer Sabertooth, 3930K, 4.8. Mushkin RAM, and then 560, 448 and SLI. I was told they're bottlenecking me. Your graphics cards aren't going to be bottlenecking you, no, mate, because your CPU's not going to be getting slowed down by the graphics, is it? If you've not got enough frames per second that you're not happy with, you just need better graphics. But the graphics aren't going to be bottlenecking you. You're probably just at the limits of what the graphics are. Oh my! I'd forgotten about them. Pascal's just asked me how many hours are we going on for. I don't really know. How long do we want to go on for? I suppose we have been on for an hour now. I'll try and skim through a few more questions and then we'll call it. Ikoyan asked me my favourite pizza topping. If it wasn't one of the meats, so like salami, chorizo, that type of stuff, I'd have to say after kind of meat, the most important thing after that is black olives. Any tips for first water cooling build? Yeah, read the threads on Overclock 3D. But the most important thing is the least amount of hose possible. Take your time and make it insanely tidy. Tidy is the key with water cooling. People keep asking about upgrading to next gen. I nearly said it then. I was upgrading to upgrade to next gen Intel. Can't talk about that stuff yet. You'll have to wait till we do one after the NDA. Then I'll go through as many as I possibly can do with you. What do I think of the new Corsair CX series modular power supplies? I actually had one in the Area Punisher system that I did recently, and it was really quiet, I have to admit. The price is pretty good. They're semi-modular, so they are only bronze efficiency, but for the price, I don't think that you could really ask for much more. So if you're on a tight budget, I would probably say that would be about as low as I'd want to go price-wise. And once the power supply test is up and running, that will be something I will be looking to. Yes, Pascal, I like tidy hose. Very good. Stream looking good here. Yes, we announce all the Facebook contests. We may not put the results online, but we always contact them and send them the cereals and stuff. It really depends how busy I am at the time. If I reach this message, it must be the middle of the night. No, Toasty. It's actually 21:59. Alien ALX. If a bear shits in the woods, does it make any noise? I don't know, mate. But yeah, I don't know. You tell me. Go find a bear and let me know. Josh has asked me, am I looking forward to getting drunk under the table tomorrow? No, I'm probably not going to drink that much, Josh, but I'll drink enough to make you poorly sick. Essentially, Josh is coming to London with me tomorrow to go and look at the next generation MSI stuff. Can't talk about Haswell again. Thoughts on XFX Radeon cards? The 7950 and the 7970, the double dissipation coolers are fucking shocking. The 7970 Tahiti LE again was in the Area Punisher rig, and it was really, really good. Doug Diamonds asked me, if money was no object, what would be my dream personal rig? To be fair, I know it's going to sound daft, but I'm really, really happy with Orca. Yeah, I think the money side of things, because obviously when I'm in a really privileged position and I do get the chance to ask for stuff, and I generally do get it, I think really it would be, if time was no object, would be a better question, and what would I do with it? Because then I would be I'd have stuff, you know, I'd fabricate stuff and I'd paint it, and I'd really go to town. I'd love more time. That would be what I'd love, because with the stuff that I can get my hands on, it's really expensive stuff anyway, and I don't want to make that sound big-headed, but I am really lucky in that respect. But I've never got enough time. And this one is just for Steve. Hadouken! Someone please gift that and send it to me. Apple Rocks in Houston. Someone put they built their first PC 100% by choosing. I don't understand that. I think he's saying that he learned how to do it without outside help, as in he taught himself. So congratulations, dude, when he was 12. What are my thoughts on the upcoming Steamroller CPUs? Can't really talk about that because I don't know until they actually get out, but I've learnt with AMD not to get too excited. Can you give me an approximate month for release of the 900D in the UK? That's Greg Palos. Let's have a look. Mr. Corsair Blackbeard, can you please tell me on Skype when the 900D is going to be available in the UK so I can tell our lovely watchers? Thank you very much. And then I will tell them. Let's have a look. Like the stream. Favourite kind of beer by Spiders. Hang on a sec. I'm trying to do a live stream on YouTube. You've literally just phoned me and everyone's watching me talk to you. So can I ring you back? Sorry. Right. Just so that, because I know people are going to start asking now. Galaxy S4. Yes, I do love it. It took me a while to get used to it. Yeah, it's gone away. Right. It did take me a while to kind of get used to it and adapt to it. I wasn't sure whether I was even going to keep it. But it has grown on me. It's got a couple of annoying problems with SwiftKey and the standard mail app. But I think the saddest thing that I love is the fact that I can put my name on the front. It actually says Tiny Tom Logan there. Anyway, I'm waiting for Corsair Blackbeard to tell me about the 900D, and he's not. Oh, Pascal! Oh, I really want to show him that. Let me see if I can find another one. No, they're too small, Pascal. We need bigger pictures of her. Pascal's sending me pictures of the Booth Babes from when we tied straws to a chair at iSeries. She's gorgeous. Anyway, right, back to the thread. Anything new on the horizon for Time to Live Media? Yeah, we've got the gaming team announcement coming pretty soon. We've just got Aquatuning live on. In fact, just so that everyone knows while I'm saying it, with UK, USA exclusive forums now, Aquatuning are now calling Overclock 3D home. So yes, other stuff on the horizon for Time to Live Media. Yeah, gaming team. We're going to have live gaming servers coming up pretty soon. I need to start spending some more time on RushKit. In fact, I don't care. I'm going to show you the thing. I know you can't really see it. Let me go to this. We've got a second YouTube channel, RushKit. If you just put it in your YouTube search, you'll find this. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff there. I actually thought I was going to be doing the live feeds from here, but YouTube got their arse in gear and we've now got it on the main channel. But yes. Someone's asked me about 12 fans in their system. What you can get, and it's what I've done with Orca, because I've got obviously got 12 in there, 6 on each of the rads, and then the one at the back. You can get single 4 pins to 6 4 pins, or single 3 pins to 6 3 pins, and that's how I've split mine off. The top radiator fans all go onto one fan speed reducer and into one Molex. Same with the front one, so that would be the way I would do that. And if you're clever, you can make it really tidy. Someone said they think I should go for Twitch for later streams. They've been having a lot of trouble with the chat, and the general quality in audio of the video has been pretty poor. Yes, this may, like I said, this is all trial and error. I am using Wirecast for YouTube at the moment. I don't know whether the Adobe version will be better quality. Thanks, Pask. I don't know whether the Adobe version will be better quality. But essentially it's just like a trial and error at the moment. I couldn't get the Adobe one working earlier on. It wasn't connecting properly to YouTube for me to be able to stream. So right at the last minute, like at 8:30, I went over to Wirecast. Open file. Oh yes, let's zoom in a bit on this one. Dum 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 dum. That's the girl that tied Mr. Strawberry up at iSeries. She's an absolute cracker. Not only is she fit as, she's such a laugh as well. Yes, would happily have those wrapped around my head. Anyway. Yes. Oh yeah. Right, anyway, I really should close that, shouldn't I? Joshua Weston. Josh has just sent me a message because he's trying to send me questions that people are asking on the forums, although he's not told me. Right, there's one which Devo324, and he put, have you ever got into trouble with companies regarding NDAs and maybe saying something you shouldn't? No, I've been pretty careful with that kind of stuff. We've got pretty close to the wind a couple of times, but we've managed to kind of stay on the right side. And somebody else has put Calabretto. Have I ever wanted to take a reviewing break and start producing my own products? To be fair, people have always said about me doing a TTL case, and it's a pretty good question, to be fair. Yeah, you tell her that, Pas. Apparently Pascal's going to tell that model that I'd like her legs wrapped around my head. Yeah, cool. Would I make my own products? I think personally that it would be extremely big-headed and vain for me to say that I could probably do a better job than those companies. I think my place would be personally maybe help tweak certain bits to make them slightly better. You're never ever going to be able to make a perfect case. For everyone. I mean, I could make my own case and then there would be, you know, many people would love it, but then again there would be probably an equal amount of people that would hate it. So I think really what I would like to do would be try to work closer with companies to try and maybe tweak things a little bit better. I'm quite lucky in the respect that I do understand why they have to do certain things, but at the same time I think I would maybe like to push them towards making slightly braver choices. But yeah, so yeah, I think that would be what I would personally prefer to do. Would maybe like I think maybe as an outside type of thing, it might be nice to take a case that a manufacturer has done and then maybe do a TTL version of it. Maybe something like that. So I put my own kind of twist and tweak on it. And then they put that out as the TTL version. I think that would be as close as I'd ever go to it, to be honest. I shouldn't be saying quiet, but I don't want to say that out loud. Right. Let's go. My personal favourite mid-tower case at the moment in terms of potential. Actually, the Nanoxia that I reviewed would be the Nanoxia, the DS1. That would be my favourite mid-tower case at the moment. It's got the window, or will have the window soon. You put 240 in the front, 240 in the roof. Absolutely no-brainer. Yes, Pascal, I know it's boring watching me type, so stop fucking asking me questions. Could you turn your room light on? Yeah, I can do. That is a bit too bright. Ugh. I'm surprised no one said anything about the t-shirt yet. It's one I got from an event when I was in London. I kind of turned up and just went, hello! And ended up spending the entire day there and got ransacked. What are my thoughts on Minecraft? I've never really played it, but I know that it's really... I know that it's mega popular. My mate Alan, that does all the web design and everything, just spends ages on it, but he does it with his kids. So yeah, as far as the like the low graphics quality, I think it's just because it's meant to be a bit of fun and it's not meant to be about all the glitz. Johnny Guru, the legend, JG himself, has said the red lights of the sun moon look really pretty in the background. You should keep it on like that. Oh, apparently if I change to a lower resolution, we should be able to talk. I should be able to show you the desktop better. So we'll have to give that a crack next time. Maybe go down to 640 or something. Okay, Pascal's asked me a question. I need to put it over here so that I can actually read it. If anyone could walk through that door and do a video with you, who would it be? That's a pretty good one, actually. Do we mean industry or do we mean someone normal? I don't know, actually. If it was kind of anyone, probably someone from Big Bang Theory. If it was someone industry based, probably Linus, actually, because you can't get away from the fact that he's absolutely, he's got a humongous popularity. Absolutely humongous popularity, and I will always take my hat off to him. And it annoys me a bit when people start saying in the comments, "Oh, Tom's better than Linus," or "Linus is better than Tom." We've got very different ways of going about stuff, and the production quality of the stuff that Linus does is absolutely fucking brilliant. So yeah, I'll never take away from that. Pascal says he wants to know famous. So we have got about a 60-second delay there. So yeah, probably someone from the Big Bang Theory. Maybe they're the character of yeah, mate, Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory. Fuck it, we'll go with Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory. I think that could be hilarious. Oh, Jeremy Clarkson. He would be fucking brilliant. But he wouldn't know anything about computers, would he? If I did a video with Jeremy Clarkson, it'd have to be about cars, wouldn't it? Although people have said I'm like the Jeremy Clarkson of the PC world. Anyway, Corsair Blackbeard said that you're looking at the end of June for the 900D in the UK. They're on their way now. They're in a container on a boat on their way from China or wherever they're made. So they are on their way. Now, I'm going to try and skim through the last couple of pages. Otherwise, we're going to be here all night. And I really do want to go and pack for tomorrow. Josh, help me. Who do I need to ask? Explain architecture. Jesus Christ, we'd be here all night. NZXT Hale 90 V2 power supplies. I don't know if they're coming to the UK. I'm surprised they're not already because I have got one. The original ones were pretty good. I will be we'll be testing it and putting it in our graphs, although I won't be doing a full review on it. But I will be looking. I've got 1,000 watt. I'll also be doing the white Fractal as long as I get time as well. I have no idea why they're not in the country. I will try and ask. There's no one online at the moment from. Oh, hang on. Let's have a look. I'm going to look to see if there's. No, my normal contact for NZXT is not online, and I really don't want to be harassing the bloke that actually owns it. So let's love the shirt, thank you. What are my thoughts on the Corsair 350D compared to the TJ-08E from Silverstone, considering I've reviewed both? I don't think I did do the TJ-08E, I think it was Gary. But anyway, the Corsair with that massive window pretty much sets itself apart from the other MATX cases. We've also got that water cooling support as well, which is a big thing with the Corsair one, and I mean it's a big deal. Yes, you can only get a 30mm thick one in the roof, but you can easily get push-pull 60mm thick 240mm rad in the front, which that for an ATX case would be a big deal, let alone an MATX case. So I would probably choose the Corsair over that. I do think that Corsair needs to get their arse in gear as far as bringing white ones out are concerned. But something else along like the engineering side of things, because of the way that case is put together, if you have a look throughout the Corsair range, they use the same internals a lot, and they might change the front and something slightly different on the roof. So something that I would really like to see would be those kind of internals with the roof changed a bit, but then something that looked a bit like the Corsair 600T, but as an MATX case. So the 350T, for example, or whatever they'd end up calling it. I think that would work really well. I also think that we are due a case to come in between the 350D and the 900D. I think they're going to revamp the 650D. So you are hopefully, I'm probably going to get told off for saying it, but I think you are hopefully long term going to end up with an ATX case that sits in between the 350 and the 900. Someone asked about retailers in the UK. I think that there are already massive companies in the UK, but what you need to remember that when you compare them with companies in Canada and in the States, that they've got a much larger possible market over there. So the UK is a relatively small country, whereas in like Canada and America, the country's fucking massive. So they've got a lot more people that can buy from them, which is why they end up. That's so off-putting. So there's forum member Elastic Sausage has asked me, would a Monster 240 with a D5 pump be able to handle 2 Titans as well as a Haswell CPU? Not a fucking hope in hell, mate. I wouldn't even want to put a 2 Titans on that rad on its own, to be honest with you, mate. So yeah, challenge accepted and completed. Z series. I think he's on about Zalman's. Right. So we're on to the last page. So I'm going. Oh, right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to close the thread because if I don't, no, I'm not. I'm going to say right. I'm going to post. That's post reply. No more questions. So we'll do that. So no more questions, and then I'll go back and I'll right. Can't answer that. Oh, can I? Right. Hey TTL, at the time of me posting this, 28:06 me, 4:08 PM. ITX boards for next gen, we will have to wait and see. I don't see them as being a massive focus right at launch. That will be something that all the manufacturers will release at a later date, because the ITX form factor is really quite a niche market. So they'll do the main ATX stuff first. Then we're likely to see people thinking about XL ATX and stuff like that, and then eventually the ITXs will trickle through later on. Did Straubs have a part in his pants when that girl tied him to a chair? I think, in the classic words of Jeremy Clarkson, he did nearly have a crisis. People keep saying about, or someone's asked me about getting rid of optical bays. I don't think any of the manufacturers are going to be brave enough to do that yet, although you will see them becoming less and less of a feature in the front of cases. The Storm Striker that I've got is all optical bays in the front, but I've obviously filled it up with radiators, so you can use them if you want. And obviously with Orca, I ripped all of the one side of the bays out anyway, so you can always mod your case if you don't want them. Right, last page of questions. Ticks and tocks of CPUs. Essentially, the ticks and tocks, you have one leap forward where they change the architecture, and then the other one is when they refine the architecture. So essentially, you get a new architecture comes in, and then when you get the tick on the top, whichever way around it is, what they do is they kind of make that smaller and put other bits on it. So that's the difference between a tick and a tock. Going from Sandy to Ivy was the small bit. Now we're going on to next gen. That's the big leap forward with new architecture. Very quickly, really, when you think about it. Alien ALX has asked me to say, what do I think about Alienware? I fucking hate them. Alienware. It's overpriced tat. I know you love them. I'm really sorry. But I know you're going to like the cases and stuff. I can honestly say I've never seen a good Alienware product, which is why when I've been to the shows and stuff, I always announce them as the Alienware stand. I think you'd be much better off buying one of the other, say for example, you've got an Alienware laptop, the money that you'd spend on that, you'd be better off buying an MSI laptop. You get the same spec for probably 30 or 40% less. When it comes to the desktops, it's exactly the same thing, and it's all wanky bits and badly put together and loud and noisy. Don't like them, never have done, never will do. Someone's asked if we've done a HAF XB review. It's not on the YouTube channel, and it won't be, but it is on the front page of the website. That's it. We've managed it. We've got to the end. How many people have we got live watching now? Only 427. So yes, a really, really strange one. I think I've had to go nuts with this one. I'm not sure. Can someone please tell me on the forums, please post and let me know if you saw any ads, because I'm not sure whether it put any up or whether it didn't. It was ticked to have done it, but whether it did or didn't, I don't know. Thank you very much to everyone that has put up with me chatting for however bloody long we've done it. Quite a long time. Nearly an hour and a half, 90 minutes we ended up doing this for. So thank you to everyone for putting up with me and watching and all. That's all really nice. Make sure you post in the forums, because I'm going to need this feedback to know whether we're going to do it again. We're not going to answer any more questions. If we do another one, we'll start a brand new thread. But another thing, what I will do next time is I will go through the forums and read threads, and we'll try and get the resolution things set out so that we can look at them better when we do start to watch them. So when I flick between like this, you'll be able to see the forums better. Just for everyone that's out there, don't forget to become and have a look and be a member of the Overclock 3D forums. Also go and take a look at RushKit as well, because I'm going to be putting more stuff up on that in the not too distant future. We are going to be holding a competition on there as well. But let's go back to my pretty face. Right, it's late. I'm really sorry. I do need to get off. I've got to pack for London tomorrow. I've still not booked my train for tomorrow yet. And I'm going to meet Josh for the first time as well to go and talk about stuff that's coming up and we're going to be doing in the future. But I'm going to shut up. I know I need to bugger off. Thank you very much. Love you all. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you give me feedback on the forums. But for now, at least, this is Tiny Tom Logan with the end of his first live stream. Out.